All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the YMAO Podcast. This is episode 15, and I am Joemer. So, hopefully, you enjoy the Yap session, maybe learn something new. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, or you fall asleep in the process. I hope that you don't fall asleep. But, yeah, it can really go either way. Today, I I had a decent day at work. I'm just really tired. I decided to watch some friends play volleyball and learned a lot. Had I'm coming off of a knee injury and I'm feeling a lot better, strengthening my legs. I'm feeling a little bit nervous because I did want to take it slow to make sure that I wouldn't hurt my knees again, but uh, I don't I don't know. I haven't done sports before, so I don't really know how comfortable my knee is supposed to be or body parts are supposed to feel before you can go back into the sport. But for the most part, it feels good. I think there's a little bit of there's a little bit of tension. I think, but it's kind of hard to tell if it's Sorry, I'm like moving my knee a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just like swinging it and seeing how it feels. I honestly don't know. Yeah. Um but yeah, I feel like yesterday I was pretty productive, got my schedule figured out, and now I'm trying to get used to it. So, um I feel like the only thing left to do is to just work on things, just to um, just to go full steam ahead for the things that I kind of aimed for. And I'm kind of dreading it, I think. It's one of those feelings where you have a lot of work to do and you just don't want to do it. And I tell myself that all I have to do is to break the task up into smaller tasks and that'll make it more manageable, but it doesn't feel that way. Um, it just feels it feels overwhelming a little bit. And getting over that feeling just requires me to like yell at myself and say like, okay, like I just got to do it. And to get into the swing of things. And I just started getting into the swing of things in terms of going back into my office and going into the city to work and just kind of getting used to the routine. And now I'm changing my routine, and it feels like I'm constantly working on different things now in my 20s. Now that I figured out a lot of different stuff, I'm finally working on what works for me and what I like and what I don't like, and I'm figuring out so many things for myself, and I feel like I'm slowly building my identity. I feel like this might be something that people might have done when they were younger, but I really never got to think about this type of stuff. I never got um, to take the chance because I was so busy working on other things. And yeah, now I'm in my late 20s, late-ish 20s. I'm 27. So uh, just trying different things out and realizing after I try it if I like it or don't like it. And I feel like this exploratory phase has been super valuable to just kind of figure out what I can do long term, Um, I'm realizing that there was a lot of habits or actions that I did that I used to do because I was pushing myself and trying to work hard, and long term, they weren't things that I would want to do over and over again. Like for example, I would never want to go back to school. I really didn't like the school system or how I was educated. I'm definitely more of a self learner, and I'm definitely someone who learns better when like left alone. So I wouldn't do school again, and just trying to figure out that world because there isn't a guidebook for being a self learner and for dealing with the obstacles of learning things by yourself. What's it like to procrastinate and not have a deadline or not have a professor that's looming over you and telling you that you have to do things? It's a lot more self control. It's a lot more it's a lot more internal bookkeeping to figure out if um, if and what you should be doing and prioritizing your own time. And I feel like at some point I kind of want to document it. I'm kind of still in the middle of getting my Notion done and stuff. So, I'm still trying to make my homepage really pretty and, get my workout schedule figured out, and so it all looks nicer. And then I think that I will write something or maybe make a video for you guys to kind of explain how I try to have a productive time. So yeah, I don't know. I think that seems to be what I'm revolving my time around, just kind of trying to find ways to be more productive or use my time better, and also to share what I learn. And so it's going well. It is going well, and yeah, I think that I've done enough thinking. I think that I'm pretty tired. Uh, I thought about I thought about not podcasting today actually. Like, I told myself that I would stream and podcast no matter what, and I would just kind of yap along and think about whatever or say whatever I think. And I think it's slowly biting me in the ass. It's like I feel like I don't have topics sometimes, and some days I have really good days, and but I also know that if I start saying that I'm only going to stream podcasts when I have ideas, then I don't know. There's something that happens in the creative process when you make a creative process your job, and then all of a sudden it's no longer creative or as fun, because there's like, I guess there's responsibilities or a certain expectation that comes from it, and subconsciously I feel like those expectations stop me from being creative or being in a relaxed state where I can think about everything that has to do with being creative or making something fun. And I think, I don't know if this is true, but I'm trying to be as creative as I can, and as genuine by just putting myself in front of the camera a lot. And hopefully that'll just make me used to talking in front of the camera enough where I just throw out all the expectations and I just start to think more naturally, and that helps me to be more creative or to talk about the things that I saw on social media that would like spark creativity. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out this whole creativity thing out. I feel like I get bursts of ideas, and then once I start it, I don't get ideas for like the next 2-3 weeks, and it takes forever to get the next idea, and I end up slacking off in the middle of it, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm dealing with normal procrastination, or normal feelings of being overwhelmed. Usually feeling overwhelmed comes from a place where people don't feel like they can rise up to the occasion, and I'm constantly asking myself if I feel like I'm stalling these YouTube videos or stalling creating this app because maybe I'm scared that I can't do it or I can't figure it out, partially because uh, the part that I didn't figure out I've been looking at for 2 weeks. And the last time that I did this, I got off from, like, I stopped working on my app for 2 weeks, and then I came back to it and I figured it out in 15 minutes, and I was really upset at myself. And I think I'm trying to remember that feeling just to tell myself, like, I was 15 minutes away from figuring out a problem, and that it's probably similar to how I'm feeling now, and that if I looked at it again for 15 minutes, then maybe I'd figure it out. Um, so yeah, I feel like I'm just trying to tell myself a bunch of things at this point to push myself to, do everything, to do the podcast, to build my app, to edit videos, and to just continue pushing myself in a direction that that hopefully leads me towards being happier or finding out what I really like. And I feel like I can't really figure out if I would like something long term if I don't give it a shot at pursuing it long term. Like I've been working on all these projects for about almost a year. Like they all started around the same time, like the beginning of this year ish, maybe like a little bit of last year. And I feel like that's too short. Like I feel like it's not really that long of a time span for things to be under 1 year, and 1 year just flies by so fast. So I'm just trying. Why? Oh my God, it's loud in my house. It's just a classic Filipino household. I thought about putting noise filters or noise reduction, but it kind of like muffles the sound, and so this is like the easiest way for me to have clear audio, and hopefully it's not too loud, or you don't hear my mom doing her thing. But yeah, I feel like I have to do things long enough where it just becomes as natural as breathing, or it just becomes like a common thing for me to just do it. And I think I'm getting there. Like, I'm trying to instill that habit of just doing it as much as I can and getting used to making it a part of what I do during every week. And I feel like the podcast is the start of that. And I feel like I have to just start integrating all the other things that I'm doing properly. And I feel like I have to do, like, I need to have some type of rule to, like, to do, like, I tried setting a time every day. Like, for example, like, I'd set a time at 10 p.m. to work on a project, like any project, but I don't know how good that is, because at 10 p.m. my energy is different, and usually I'm tapped out. So I don't know what I should do. I don't know, like, I think that what I should probably do is I should probably work on my app or edit videos for at least an hour or two, and I should do it like once I get out of work so that I'm still kind of in the mood to do something. Um and then that way when it gets to this time, maybe I'll feel tired still, but I'll be able to do the podcast because I usually do it when I'm tired anyway. And that way, like, I allocate the energy to the projects that I'm working on. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out, and I just keep hearing my mom, and it's just stressing me out because I don't know. I'm getting like super distracted. I don't know if I have ADHD. Um I don't want I want to say that I don't have ADHD because it's undiagnosed, but I don't think I do. I think that I just get very distracted super easily. I think that, like, my ears and my eyes, like, I'm very much like a visual person. I think, well, that's not true. I'm creative. I'm both, but just like stimuluses just kind of like get to me in general. And so, like, my mind just keeps on like going and hearing the things behind me, and I feel like a lunatic right now. Um but yeah, I just have to relax, take things one step at a time. Eventually, my schedule will clear up, and I will have energy one day to work on things. And I think I just have to work on things earlier. I think I have to make it more intentional about when I do things, and do them when I'm not super super tired. And I think that'll work. I think that'll be better, cuz that way, like, I can kind of end the day relaxing and doing the podcast, and it just means that I extend my workday almost, or it feels like I extend my workday. I think that I just got used to, like, there's a study that people talk about like how the reason why people usually feel really tired or really lazy to do things when they get home is because for a long time when people grew up, they associated their house with relaxing in general. Like, you go to school, that's supposed to be the environment where you work really hard and then you go home, and that's like where you're supposed to be surrounded by people who are supposed to support you, and it's where you eat food and where you sleep. And so in general, it's a place where you're supposed to like let your guard down and relax. And I think that that kind of that past habit is kind of just coming to like coming to fruition, or just kind of I'm being more aware of it and realizing like that's why I have a harder time working from home, or I in general, like, whether it's my job or whether it's like for my projects, I have a hard time working at home. When I have my personal computer, it's filled with video games and my friends and movies and a bunch of other things that are just like huge distractors. And if I build my app, then I could distract myself less. But um, currently building the app is part of the procrastination, I guess. Um, I feel like I have to write a lot of this down and I have to figure it out. But it's just yeah, my mind is all over the place today, and it's not helping that I just keep hearing like the voices in the back, like, please, just please go to a room, man, just please. I'm losing it a little bit. I just like I can't even hear my own thoughts, or in general, like when I feel like I'm thinking, I feel like I just need silence sometimes, or I just need to like listen to music, and I can't really do that here. I mean, maybe it'll be easier if I have headphones. Maybe it'll like block out some of the noise, but honestly, oh, that's so much better. Oh, gosh. I got these headphones from Logitech, and I got them for gaming, but they're supposed to be noise canceling, and now I just hear my own voice, and it's a lot quieter. I feel like I'm a patient in a psych ward the way that I'm talking, but I swear I'm not crazy. Just get distracted easily, and cool. Okay, now that I can hear my own voice again, and I can figure things out. Cool. So scheduling is done, and a routine is figured out. I feel like the Notion stuff that I've been doing is just because I've been trying to like make it aesthetic and trying to make it fun. But I think for the most part it's done, and I could just get started. I'm just a big fan of like making sure that before I run, I'm running in the right direction, and I'm just kind of double checking things. I think there's nothing else that I want to work on. It's mainly it's mainly those three things. And then there's a bunch of things recently. What's been on my mind as well is that I really want these projects to be successful, because I want more money, because I have so many things that I want to spend money on. Like all useful stuff. Like I need a new computer. I've had the same computer for like 8 9 years. I want to be able to just like go to movies or buy clothes or have my own car. Like a bunch of things that are like honestly like a little bit greedy. Like I used to not even fancy these things, and I used to be okay with just having the needs of life, having a roof over my head and food on the table. And I feel like I have grown, or maybe devolved for the worse, because I guess I've just been appreciating myself a lot more, and I've been trying to show myself self-love, and it comes in the form of appreciating myself. And when you appreciate someone or you appreciate yourself, you know, you buy stuff for that person, or you try to show love to that person in a lot of different ways. And I feel like I have shown myself love all these years, and including this past year in particular, uh, in all of the love languages except gift giving. Like I've done, you know, I've done everything to just kind of take care of myself, but I haven't really been buying myself anything. And my friends all the time say that I should be spending a little bit more money on myself and treating myself out. And I've been doing that for recently the past month or so. I've been like taking myself out on like lunch dates, or just like buying random things every now and again. I'm not going crazy. Like I buy socks or underwear, so there's a little bit of habits of still buying things that are necessities, but I really do enjoy being able to buy it because whether this is gross or not, I come from a place in life where buying t-shirts and buying underwear and boxers was not was a leisurely thing to do. Lots of times when I was younger, we wouldn't buy these things unless I outgrew them or until like boxes broke or t-shirts broke and were torn. And I would like have the same t-shirts for like years. And then I googled it one time and it was like you're supposed to replace your like all of your clothing every 6 months to a year. And that's when I realized that that there are probably things that I currently don't see as a necessity, but are probably really good to just build a habit for. Like for example, I used to really not care about my fashion sense, and that has been bothering me a little bit more recently. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I just want to look good, or I just want a change of how I look, maybe. Or maybe it's just because I've been trying to explore more of what I like because I never really figured out what type of clothes I liked. I would always just wear a white t-shirt and blue jeans for like a majority of my life, and I feel like I'm trying to improve my wardrobe. I've always wanted like a capsule wardrobe, just a bunch of clothes that kind of fit together and I can kind of like mix and match, and I don't have to stray too far from a certain style, and it makes me look clean and nice, and it works in a lot of different settings. And so I really liked the utility of having a capsule wardrobe, and I want to do that more. I I feel like there's so many things that I want to do. There's an ever growing list, and maybe I should write that list down so that I know what I want to strive for and why I'm working so hard, because I feel like a part of what was missing for a while was my purpose, like figuring out why I even wanted to go in a direction in the first place. And after I found my purpose, there was a lot of motivation that was missing on why I wanted to do those things. And I strayed away from making those motivations physical, tangible, materialistic things, because materialistic things, believe it or not, can, if you make it a goal, the goal goes away pretty fast. If you always wanted to buy a watch, it's easy to reach that goal, and when you buy the watch, it's like, what do you do, Um, but I think at this point, it would be good to just make a bunch of goals and to really, or list a bunch of things that I want to buy, just so that I can look at it and realize that there is a reason why I want to make more money, or why I want to do all of this, and it's for the betterment of my own self. Like, it's just to simply like put it, it's so that I can get the things that I want in life a lot faster. And I feel like I want so many things that at this point I've thought about so many things at this point that, like, I feel like there's a never ending list. Like, I feel like there is a list and I can keep naming things off and off, but I feel like I have grown to always want more. And it's something that my dad has always said, like, when you buy something or you reach a certain place in life, uh, you'll often be unsatisfied with where you are, and you'll end up wanting more. And like, he pretty much said that it's human nature to always want more, and it's not a bad thing. It's just good to regulate it, and to be complacent in some areas, and then to realize that you know needs and wants are two different things, and that wants are great to have. They give a great boost of dopamine, but it doesn't mean that you should always strive for it. Um, and I guess like it's all coming out because I never pursued wants in the first place, so maybe that's why there's so many of them. There's so many like materialistic things that I want. And I think that I think that now that I have a purpose and a direction, I think that I need some type of oil or some type of motivation that will that's kind of as everlasting as my purpose. And that way, you know, whatever that want is, it's like that motivation continues to kind of light up and inspire me. And I don't know if it's purely materialistic things. Like, I know that I want a lot. I want to buy a lot of things, but at some point, like, I do feel like once I have my own house and have my own car, like, I'll be happy with the things that are around me. Whether I have it or not, or want more things, it's like, I think I'll be happy enough. And if I don't have something, like, I'll just kind of be like, whatever, you know? Um, like I've never been a big car person or just a big materialistic person in general. So I feel like after a certain point, like the things that I feel like I want it because it helps make my life faster or more efficient. And at some point, like I'll reach like a high enough level of efficiency where I won't necessarily want to buy anything, and it'll just kind of be like spending money to further support or make my life more stable, like putting more money in a 401k or any retirement fund and things like that. And that's cool and all. But yeah, I feel like, you know, at that point, it's like, what's really motivating me to keep pushing? Like, is it, you know, like, am I just being motivated to buy more things? Like, probably not. Um, my new purpose, like that I talked about a couple of podcasts ago, I feel like it was to be a better leader, or to even be a leader in the first place, because I feel like in a lot of aspects I'm not a leader, or a very good one. And I feel like that should be my motivation. I feel like my motivation is my purpose, or my purpose is my motivation. And the reason why I want to work hard is because I really want to be a better leader, and I want to be able to help people in the best ways. I think that's probably why I want more money, just because if I have all these things that make me efficient, I can really spend less time worrying about all this BS that I don't really care about, and I could worry about problems that actually matter to me or matter to the people around me. So I think that I just have to keep my purpose in mind a lot more. I need to like let it settle into my head. I mean, I just came up with this purpose like a week ago, so I think it's going to take a little bit of time, like a month, before it's like really solidified in my head that it's something that I really want to do, and that I see myself and my actions and all the actions that I'm doing towards my projects as part of being a leader, and part of growing to be a better leader for other people. So yeah, hopefully I make sense of all of that. Oh my gosh, sorry, my head is just like, I feel like every time I get on the camera, like I end up figuring out more about myself, or I feel like I end up contemplating about more things in my life, and it's like, when does it really end, you know? Like, I feel like I figure it out, and then I contemplate more, and then I don't have it figured out, and then there's more that I have to figure out. And I'm not getting tired of it. It's just more like, I think I just need to take more breaks or do more actionable things, and just kind of focus on the work. Maybe that means that I need to actually come up with topics, so I don't always just get stuck in my head when I'm talking on the podcast. I don't know. I'm hoping that eventually this podcast grows to a point where you guys provide the questions, and then I'm able to just answer those questions in detail, or kind of shed light on the topic, and then it's not about me and my thoughts, and I can choose between if I want to make a podcast episode about myself or about the questions that I'm getting. And I think we'll get there slowly, but we got a long way to go, and hopefully we get there soon. But yeah, it's getting late. It is like 10:49 p.m. by me. I should probably lie down or de-stress or do something to just end my day on a good note. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate everybody that stops by. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, then feel free to subscribe so that you guys can get more podcast episodes. I feel like this time I said a lot of filler words. I know I said that I would cut down on those, but it's still a work in progress, and we'll get there. Um, Getting used to public speaking is still also just a side goal, and yeah, we will get there. We will all get there. I hope you guys had a good day. I hope that you were productive, or that you at least learned something here, or that you fell asleep. At least something positive, in any aspect. And yeah, appreciate you guys for coming. Thank you so much. See you guys in the next podcast. I'll see you later.